J with the damager. And it goes like this. For all your new jacks.
I was so hyped, man. And it was like Thomas Campbell, Tobin Yellen, Tim Broch, rest in peace, you know, Jesse Paez. I was just so hyped from the feeling of like these just doing things, documenting it, and seeing all this group of people come together for a common love of skateboarding, you know. And that's all it was. It wasn't like I didn't see it as like, oh, like we have to get these photos for this magazine or anything, you know. And that was really like what really kickstarted it for me, as far as going, hey, I might be able to do this. These guys are doing it. I saw what they were doing when they were here. I think I could do this too. Penny became my best friend instantly. You know, we met each other, and I think what was cool is that he was pushing skateboarding in a direction that I wasn't, and I was pushing it as far as like flipping his board down bigger sets of stairs and more technical stuff, and I was pushing more towards bigger handrails, bigger hubbas, and kind of unconventional skate spots. And so I think the two of us kind of got psyched off each other, you know. Next thing I know, he was hitting, you know, grinding bigger handrails. I started frontside flipping over handrails, you know, like, so I was like, and just as people, I think like he remains, I don't have to see the guy for 10 years and we'll still be best friends, you know what I mean? Like, so he's just, you meet people over the years that you connect with and are inspired by, you know, and I think me and Tom were definitely like a major part of coming together and helping progress skateboarding at the time, you know, for what it was, and Jamie as well too, you know. I think it's all, once you get people that are competitive in a positive way, I think, you know, we weren't like trying to take each other out, but we were just trying to push each other, you know. So I think it just was good group of people coming together at that time to help the progression of skateboarding get to where it was going. I think he recognized that I had a strong drive and wanted to do stuff nonstop, and I think Jamie's always been good at finding people that he knows are willing to work too. And if you're not, you're going to get cut quick with his camp. You know what I mean? And so like, but at the same time, then, yeah, he wasn't influenced because I watched what he was doing. Because he had about 2 years ahead of me in the game, where he came up, and I'd already known a lot about Jamie before I got out there, you know. And I saw him, and I saw what he was doing. I saw that he wasn't only a pro, but he was talking to the companies. He was designing. He was hands on, and he had a strong voice for everything that was happening that revolved around his products. And I was always just going into Foundation with him or Toy Machine, and I just watched what he was doing, kind of, you know. And I was like, okay, he's talking, and they're listening to him, you know. And so I think Jamie really opened up my eyes more, that you could do more than just skate and get more involved with these companies, you know. And so I think that was a major influence that Jamie did, and for me, Christian Asoy, Nadas Kappas, Mark Gonzalez, Pat Duffy. Shoot, there's so many. Jeremy Ray was one of them too, man. Markovich at one point too. I mean, there were so many. I'd say Nija now. Just as to add a new one, you know, just to add somebody in there that in my span, I felt like, you know, I think that covers a lot of generations, and there's a million other ones in between, and I'm sure tomorrow I'll be like, oh, I should have said this or that. But I think now Nija too. I mean, just with that video when it came out, I think it just was like, it set the bar again. Mark Gonzalez, yeah, just still to this day. Like, I mean, just because for me, skateboarding was never about just the progression. It was about like the individual and the person and what they brought to skateboarding. Not many skaters could have a career as long as he has and still maintain that idea, you know, like still he is skateboarding. That is everything, is Mark. It's freedom. It's not caring about anything. It's about going on your board, enjoying yourself, pushing yourself physically, mentally, and it's having as much fun as you could possibly have. That's what skateboarding is, and that's what Mark is. Through my perspective, I guess what I would say is that I brought the idea of just continuing to have fun and doing this, because I genuinely always have had fun skateboarding throughout the hardest parts of filming, demos, all this stuff. And as easy as and fun as it looks from the outside, it's a job. It becomes a job. It becomes hard. It becomes, you know, a challenge on you to outdo yourself, all these different things. But throughout it all, I just had a blast doing it, and I love it, you know, and I've always loved it. And so I would like to think that, like, I brought just the idea of continuing to do something you love and enjoy what you're doing, and maybe a twist of style that might not have existed in skating had I not come around as much. I mean, I think TransWorld has been major part of my career. I mean, I can't, you know, words can't describe how much I thank you guys for all the years of work that we've had together, and all the support that you've given me over the years.